stay away from white women. It's that simple. You will never see me with a white woman ever. You will never see me with an Indian woman. You'll never see me with a Chinese woman. You'll never see me with an Arabian woman. I am for black women forever. Oh, the highlight of this episode should be stay away from white women. It's that simple. What is like, look, for the brothers, if you don't like dark skinned women or darker skinned women or brown skinned women, no problem. Black women are diverse in their beauty and in their shades of black. Why don't you get that light skinned sister? Why don't you get that? You know, I mean, look, there is no reason for you to go for a white woman. And black women, there is no reason for you to go for that white man. There's absolutely no reason. It's the same thing. If it's a, you know, if you don't like dark chocolate men like me, fine, go for that light skinned boy. We call them pointees in Kenya. Light skinned people are called pointees. So if you yeah if you yeah
Pointee is Swahili.
no that's it's not Swahili. It's Swahili
Oh,
slang.
that's not
So
Swahili. That's slang. Okay,
yeah, it's
that's slang.
slang.
Yeah, slang.
So
Okay.
so
I mean,
so
you got all of these amazing places in Africa. You get Itria, Itria. I think that's the name of it. Yeah, you got a lot of light all over in Nigeria, all over the country, Kenya.
oh
You got
yeah.
light skin. You got light skin everywhere. We make every color. So if you don't like chocolate, there's it's latte for you. If you don't like latte, it's caramel for you. If you like caramel, we got brown sugar for you. Brown people, light brown is everywhere. You can have anything you want, but it doesn't have to be outside of who you are. And they made up race. They're the ones who made up that social construct. We are Africans. So be African, marry African, and raise the African genome. That's where we should be. I just think that's important. There's white people are fine, but they need to be with themselves and get out of our African boys and girls. I just believe that.
And Queen, I'm so sick and tired of this. Well, you know, Orina, look, love is blind. Love is blind. Man,
Love is love.
Look. I don't want to hear that love is blind bull crap. I don't want to hear that type of look. Love is not blind. That's a European way of looking at things. Love sees everything. Love is not. In fact, let me tell you, love is not blind.
It can't be blind. If you're raised in a brown family and you can see a white woman and fall in love with her, it can't be blind. They don't look like the people you grew up with. They don't look like your mother. They don't look like your father. So how could it be blind when what's in front of you is different and then what you are actually exposed to? You had to seek it out or be around it. It's just what it is.
Look, I agree. When it comes to this interracial marriage, interracial relationship thing, people look at it from a personal standpoint. Anything, and listen, and I want all listeners to listen to me. Anything that we do as Black people, we not only do it from a personal level, we do it from a community level.
Yes.
Anything you do and anything you say, you should be having a mentality of how is this benefiting Black people.
Ooh, that's it.
So, for example, and that's why I said, 2 weeks ago, we are so individualistic. You're marrying that white woman because of your individual needs, but how is it going to help the community? Sometimes, look. anything we do, just like what Chinese people do, just like what Jewish people do, just like what Arabs do, even Indians. By the way, let me tell you something. Indians have a very strict policy when it comes to interracial relationships. There are a lot of East Indians here in Kenya. They've been staying here for damn near 1 century. And if you look at the interracial relationship rate, it's very, very low. They are very
Very
strict. Their parents tell them from when they are children, you are sticking to Indian people.
even Indian and Pakistan, they don't even want to match, and they're right. They're right on top of each other because they had a war. They don't even mix. No, 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 no. There's no mixing between them. So
So
imagine African. Nah, they're not doing that, and there's nothing wrong with that. It has not. It is nothing wrong with being within your culture, with your culture, marrying your culture. There's nothing wrong with that.
there's nothing wrong. And then when we say this, people call us like we are the only people. Indians, nobody calls them hateful. Nobody
Or
calls them
Chinese, all of them do it.
Chinese.
Chinese people do it. All of them do it.
Nobody calls them hateful when they
Nope.
tell their children to stick to their race. But when black
Yeah.
people do it, when people like me say it, I'm labeled hateful. I'm labeled all these things. Well, first of all, I don't care what you label me. Me, I'm on a mission and I'm going to fulfill my mission whether you like it or not. People send me hate messages every day. By the way, it's true. People send me hate
Really?
messages. Yeah, yeah. People send me hate messages every day. But Queen, let me
Do
tell
you
you, the more
answer?
they send it, the more they send
Do you
it, the more it
answer?
gets so happy. No, I don't answer. Come on, I don't. I like, but I get so happy. I get so happy. In fact, if if I don't see one in a week, I'll be like I'm doing something wrong. I need to see one so that it gives me I love it. Keep on sending me those hate messages,
Wow.
but the message will never change. In fact, I'm even going more harder. So, Queen, let me tell you something. Anything black people do, we should do it with a mentality of how does it benefit my community?
True.
I'm telling you, once we have that mentality, we ourself, you know, our self love will go high. Our self, the love for community, the love for unity, it will skyrocket because everything that happens in your community or everything that is happening in your community or anything that black people are doing in your community, you always ask yourself, how is this benefiting us? How is gangster rap benefiting black community? How is interracial
Mm.
marriage benefiting black community? How is all these toxic
Mm.
podcasts? How are these toxic podcasts that that are promoting gender wars? How are they
Yep.
benefiting like how are they benefiting the black community? We should be having Queen.
Yeah.
There are so many podcasts that black men and black women are arguing. Why don't we have a podcast where black men and black women figure out our differences and work on our differences?
Yeah.
But
Why don't we?
I don't. But oh, black women. Oh, I don't need black men. Or black men. I don't need black women. Fine. You know what? Fine. You don't need black women. No problem. Go to that white woman. But when your life, like when it hits the fan, don't come back.
Yes.
Stay there. No, no,
Don't
no.
come
Stay
back.
there. No, stay there.
Don't
No,
you come
no.
back.
Stay there. Stay there.
Come
Stay with
back.
your no. Stay with your snow bunny. Stay with your snow bunny. When shit hits the fan, I don't want you back. You stay there and you die there because that was your choice. That was your choice. Stay there. We told you, look, Dr. Umar has told you, I'm telling you, all these Pan Africans are telling you. I mean, you have heard it from more than 50 people. that stay away from these white women, but you're still going back. So what? You know what? Stay
Go
there.
back.
But when shit, listen, when shit hits the fan, I don't want you
Yeah.
back. You die there. That's your decision. Die by your decision. You live by the sword, you die by the sword. I'm sick and tired of
Mm.
these. Because in Kenya, it's different. In America, black people, uh, black, yeah, black people marry. Sorry, let me start in Kenya. In Kenya, black people marry white people who are of a higher economic status. And then in America, it's the other way around. So black people marry, especially black men, marry white women who are of a lower economic status. Look at that. Look at that dynamic. So, like when you come to Kenya, black women or even black men, both, they look at it as an economic stimulus package when they go get a white woman or a white man. Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes, Queen. Oh yes,
Did
oh
you
yes.
say it's so you're saying they're taking it as a come up? Like
Oh,
when you
in
marry
Kenya,
white, that's a come up. Wow.
in Kenya, in Kenya, we call them sponsors. So when you come here, and yeah, we call them sponsors. So when you hear when you hear, I mean, it's not even young. When you hear black women having sponsors, you know that most likely that black woman has a white man, and they're normally, and it's disgusting because you find a 25, 23-year-old woman with a 60, 70-year-old white man. I'm telling you, it's bad. Yeah, yeah. So, so, so look at that dynamic in Africa, especially in Kenya. Interracial marriages is that black people marry white people who are of a higher economic status, but in America, black men marry white women or have relations with white women who are of a lower economic status. Look at that. But let me tell you something, Queen.
Well, it's both. They like them low and they like the rich. Like you see the black guys, all of our most of our like lawyers and a lot of our doctors and a lot of our you know about the football players and the basketball players. So it's both. White women get a lot of love from black in America. And I don't understand that. That's a trauma when you could be with something that is literally annihilated you, literally hurt you. That tells me that there's something wrong in the black psyche, that you can have some type of relationship with that and bear children in that type of trauma. It's scary.
And it's not
It's real
only
scary.
economic; it's also a social
Yeah.
status. So
Yeah.
people who have white people here, and I know it's the same in America, where black people who are in relations with white people, they look at themselves as people who are of a higher social status. So now we should respect you, and we should hold you to a high esteem because you
Wow.
have a white woman or because you have a white man.
Sick.
And you see,
That's
it's that self hatred, it's that slave mentality, it's that
that's
white
sick.
superiority.
Ugh.
I mean, it's that white superiority complex. That is what you know. That is the cause of this interracial marriage thing.
Mm, mm, mm.
What makes you
Scary.
think? I mean, the white man did a number on us. The white man
Mm,
did a
mm.
number on us. Uh, uh, uh,
Listen.
uh, and the white man is very, very. The white supremacy is very. White supremacy knows the value of the white god complex, the white god image,
Mhm.
the white god status. They want to keep that because that's the only thing that can keep them above black people and above every single race. That white god status, they have to maintain it because
Mm.
that's the currency. That's the currency of white supremacy power. Let me tell you a story, Queen. In
Wow.
Kenya, in Kenya during colonial times, especially so Kenya became under the British rule in 1895 up until 1963. Now, during World War One, when World War One ended, white people, white soldiers, white British soldiers who came from the war, the royal family and the British government wanted to award them for the good work they did or for fighting for their country in World War One. Now, since Kenya was a British was a British colony, some of these white soldiers were awarded Kenyan land for free as a as a reward for fighting for Britain during the World War One. Now, let me tell you something, Queen. Yes, they were awarded, but some of them were not awarded. You know why? Because when you go to war, you get injured. You lose your leg, you lose your arm. You
Yeah.
get scars and everything. Those
Yeah.
the people who were injured, the people whose arms were torn off, whose legs were torn off, who had big scars, those people were not awarded land. The white soldiers who were awarded land were the white people who had no single scratch, were the white soldiers who had no single scratch. Those were the ones who were awarded land, who were awarded free land in Kenya. Do you know why, Queen? Because they wanted to preserve that white, pure, godlike image. That because they know very well that if they preserve it in Africa, black people will continue seeing white people as supernatural, as superhuman. But if white people come from the war with no arm, no leg, scars on their face and everything, black people will start thinking that, oh, these white people are human. These white people bleed. These white people, get hurt like us. They're not as perfect as us. That is why the British soldiers who were awarded, the British World War One soldiers who were awarded land in Kenya, they were not the ones who were injured massively. They were the ones who had no scars, no scratch in their bodies, because they wanted to preserve that white God image. That white God image, Queen, is the most important thing. If black people lose that mentality that white people are superior to black people, it will be the end of white supremacy. The end. The end.
The end. It's such an entrenched
Sorry.
system.
Yeah.
It is a system, and it has so many layers. See, unfortunately, systems like white, I call it white exploitancy, because there's no supremacy. They're not supreme. They exploit. So the white exploiters, in all actuality, the system is so entrenched and layered from economics to education and so many different. The end of it would have to be the people who are being exploited, they have to walk away from it, because it is so entrenched into the system that even if you get one part, the other part affects you. The economics might affect you, and all of these other things, that the education. So it's so many points to it. We just have to divorce ourselves from the system, and I don't think we can do that. I really think we are we are vested in this system. Unfortunately, we're vested in the same system that is hurting us. It's sad, but it's the truth.
But let me tell you, that system that you're vested in will fall. White supremacy must fall. And it must fall. It must fall in my lifetime, even in your lifetime, Queen. That's how I'm thinking. But then also, I also think that if we keep on being complacent, then we black people will be at a point of no return. That's how bad it is. So it can go either way. It can go super right for us, and it can go super left for us. But anyway, back to this interracial topic, Queen. Have you ever asked yourself one thing? Black,
What?
to black men and also black women, black love was intact in America during slavery, during Jim Crow segregation, during the civil rights era.
It's integration.
What?
Integration did it all. They let us in the stores, and we fell in love with the owners of the stores.
I'm sure you know the story of Loving versus Virginia, and and which is funny because right after the Supreme Court outlawed banning of interracial marriages and relationships, black men went to marry and have relations with white women in record numbers within a few years after the Supreme Court judgment. Is that true love or is that self-hatred?
Both. I don't know about true love, but I know it's self-hatred. And it's also when you tell something that it can't do it, it usually gravitates towards it. But it's unfortunate that we cannot see past our own hurt. And if you can't see, I cannot imagine being in a relationship with the same person that killed my great-great-grandfather. I just can't imagine that. And that enslaved my great-great-grandfather. And that all of the malicious things that happen to us as people. I just can't imagine. It's not that I don't know what type of people they are. That's not my concern. But I don't think that we can be intimately in the same house. We can coexist, but we can't intimately build a Black nation with the same folks who have killed us and who've hurt us and maimed us. I just don't believe that. I don't believe
Me too,
it.
Queen.
I don't think it's possible. I just don't think it's possible. And I think we're eluding ourselves with love is love and love is blind. Yeah, love is love. But then if you're intentional about your love, you intentionally find somebody. I'm intentional about Black people. So that's who I'm around. When you're intentional, if you're intentional about being with something, you find it. I don't care where it is. But when you don't have any, when you don't have any love for self and you are all over the place, you can be with anything and say love is love and love is blind. No, intentionality takes you towards what you're supposed to be. If you intentionally go to college, don't you intentionally work towards that goal? That's how you should work towards a mate. Intentional. That's the way to do it. That's the way to do it.
I like that. And so
let me hit you with this. Let me hit you with this right here. This is it for it. This is my man. This is the man. Right?
Black queens forever, Snowbunnies never. I said black queens forever, Snowbunnies never. I said black queens forever, Snowbunnies never. Black queens forever, Snowbunnies never. I said black queens forever, Snowbunnies never. I said black queens forever, Snowbunnies never.
That's our man, Umar. Umar is always that is it. That's his anthem right there. And I'm not mad at him. Yeah, that's my brother. I ain't mad at him. You know, I love Umar and some things that I don't agree with, but I love that he loves Black people. You know, he loves, and I just really, we have to, this is not a racial thing. You know, everyone, when Black people talk about being around each other, then we're racist. It's not, racism is a system. That's first of all. So it's not a racist thing. And we didn't make race up. You made it up. We just saying, be with your culture. You made a race. We don't know what that is. It's not even real. So you can't be something. It's amazing how we fall into this racist stuff. There's no such thing as race. Only race that you have is the one that you run. or competitive race. It's no such thing as a genetic race. There's no genetic predisposition predisposition for race. So race is something that is a social construct that was made up by elite Europeans in the 1500s. And now we've continued to act like it means something. This is culture. This is the survival of your people. Roll with your people.
And
roll with your people. Go ahead.
and also what I want to say about interracial relationships, Queen, is white people want to experiment on us. It's more about experimentation than it is about love.
Ooh.
So it's not love, it's experimenting. They just want to see how it's like to be with a black person. That's it. That's it. There's nothing more to it. Look, white people, even though they hate us, they have a fetish towards it. They have a fetish.
Ooh, so you
They
said
have
they're
a fetish towards it.
intrigued with us. Yeah, so you said they're intrigued, and there's a fetish of being with an African. Like that is it's intriguing to them.
You know why? You know why? Because deep inside, they know who the first ones to come to this earth are. They know the black women have the mitochondrial DNA, the only women who have the Eve gene. They know very well that they know very well that we have the strongest genes. That's
they know
why
we made them. They know we made them. They know
we made them.
we made them.
We made them, and that's why and I think this woman is very underrated. And rest in peace to her, Frances Cress Welsing. If there's a person I really admire is the Queen Mother, the late Queen Mother, Frances Cress Welsing. You find a black woman who has the same or even more credentials than these white professors, and she was using those credentials to prove that black people are the first people to come to this earth. They have the strongest gene and they can reproduce themselves in any other person that is non-black. She used her knowledge that she got from white people and she applied it to black people. That's why they hated her. That's why they hated her. And I fully admire the ISIS papers. That's one of the books that all black people should read. Listen,
all black people. Yes,
I'm sick and tired of black people having all these white books, these international bestsellers. They're good. They're good. 48 Laws of Power is good.
yes.
Even like all these white books are good. But
Miseducation of the Negro, that's a good book. The Miseducation of a Negro. Malcolm X autobiography is an amazing book. It's so many books out here that come from our people. That the ISIS papers is what we need to read. You need to see the genius of Frances Cress Welsing. She was a genius, and they not only liked her, didn't like her because of her message. They didn't like her because of her genius and her ability to articulate what the Black experience is and the application of trauma to this experience. That ability is what they did not want. The connection she made from her education, from being enculturated and also being a Black woman, and she put it on paper and she was able to articulate it, and they couldn't take it, baby. And so you got to see the ISIS papers. Bad book, baby. Bad book. Check it out.
So yeah, look, so black man, black woman, that white boy, that white girl. It's not about love. It's about experimenting. They're using you as an experiment. So basically, you are no different than a guinea pig in a lab or a lab rat. You are no different than a guinea pig. You are being experimented on, and it's very ashaming that you can be, that you can allow yourself to be used like that. You can allow yourself to be used as a guinea pig knowingly. It's one thing to not know, but it's one thing to know that you're being used as a guinea pig. It's embarrassing. If it was up to me, I would outlaw interracial relations. I would outlaw interracial marriages. I will outlaw it. I will ban it. And I'll put a prison sentence to it.
Ooh.
Because it's not about you. That's the problem. Black people, it's not about you. It's not about your white fetish. It's not about your white fantasies. It's about the community. How is it benefiting? What message are you trying to relay to black children? That black women are not anything? That black love doesn't mean anything? That black men are not anything? So you're trying to tell people that the best place to find love is in white people, the same community that has been oppressing us for the past 400 years? That's the message we're trying to relay to the next generation.
Wow.
It's not about you. Keep your fetishes to yourself. It's not about your fetish. It's not about your white fantasies. It's about the community. Go get yourself a black woman. Go build a family and go raise some kids. Go build a community that values black love.
I agree. I agree. You said you would set a law against it and put prison time. Wow. I
Oh yeah,
agree
I will.
that we can only build with each other. Like, it is no way I can have a relationship with a white man and he understand the struggle of being black and a black man and a black woman.
Exactly.
There's no way we can connect in that way. And so he can support me. I'm not saying he can't be supportive, but he could never understand. He would never have the lived experience that I have. He will always negate my feelings because he doesn't know. And so that alone is why we cannot do anything together. Just that alone. And then we go back to the receipts and the history, and then that knocks it out the box. So we got to look at being intentional about our relationships. And listen, I'm not attacking white people. I just don't want to have I don't think we should have relationships outside of our regular relationships with them. This thing about producing children and bringing them into our community, because a community should be sacred. It should be where we share. It should be where that community has the same outlook, the same path. That's why you're in a community. You want to be comfortable. And so I cannot think that we could be comfortable being with the people who have oppressed us and who are still oppressing us, who are still actively hurting our children. That to me is a problem. And we got to wake up.
You know, Queen,
We just got to
let me
wake
tell
up.
you something. Yeah, let me tell you something. This generation, basically the living generation of black people right now, we are an embarrassment, and we are really making it hard. We are really making it hard for our ancestors to even bless us.
Ooh.
We are making
Are
it
you
hard
saying
for. Oh, listen,
you
Queen,
say
let me
the
tell you something.
ancestors are angry? The ancestors?
Oh,
Ooh, we
they
can't
are
make
not
them
pleased.
angry.
They are not pleased. Let me tell you something. I always tell this to my friends and people who I talk to. I talk to a lot of people, by the way, from all over the world, and I
Yeah.
just like interacting with black people from all over the world. Look, if our black ancestors, especially the black ancestors who fought for our freedom, if
Yes.
God just gives them one day to come back to
Yes.
earth, the first thing that these ancestors will do to us is to smack the out of us. I'm being real with you.
Did you say
The
smack?
first thing,
Get out of it.
the first thing. Sorry, by the way, I'm really cussing a lot because I'm really passionate about this topic. I'm really passionate about this topic. That's why I'm really cussing a lot. Um, if 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 our black freedom fighter ancestors are given one day to come to earth by God, the first thing that our ancestors will do in those 24 hours Actually, in the whole entirety of those 24 hours, we will be smacking the piss out of us because they are shouting from up above right now. What the hell are we doing? We didn't get killed. We didn't get beat down. We didn't get shipped like cargo. We didn't get our hands and feet chopped off so that you can go. You know, you can go outside your race and marry that white woman and marry that white boy, so that you can go outside here and coon around. These people, so that you can go out here and basically not care and don't even care, don't even want to know anything about what's happening in your black community. They didn't die so that you can not even unite with the global African race to form a global African front. When they come back to Earth, they will be so disappointed to a point whereby they'll find us so disorganized. They'll find us so unbothered with our situation. They will smack the piss out of us. Maybe that's what we need. Maybe what we need is a good old ass whooping. You remember back in the day when you know, when your mom or when your dad whooped your ass, and then afterwards, you know, like, that's why I keep on saying, like, black moms are all the same. Black moms would whoop your ass, and then at the end, they'll teach you a lesson. They'll tell you, don't do it again. This is how you do it. This is how you. But your ass needs to be whooped so that you know the consequences of you doing bad things. Look, I think we need we as black people need a good ass whooping from our ancestors, because we are too unbothered, we are too disorganized, and we are too nonchalant, and we behave like we are free, but we are not. And we need a good ass whooping.
Yeah, we're not accountable for our behaviors. We're not. We're just doing anything that we want. And that's not how a community builds. We have to be intentional, and we're not doing it. So you said the ancestors will come and whip our ass, eh? Wow.
They will whoop the piss out of us. That's what we need. And I want Marcus Garvey to calm down. I want Harriet Tubman to calm down. I want Dedan Kimathi. I want Steve Biko. I want Robert Subukwe. I want Patrice Lumumba. I want Malcolm X. I want Dr. King. I want all these people to calm down and whoop our asses, and so that we can get back to our right minds, because now we are not thinking straight, and we are not.
And I want to say, I definitely, you're right, and what you're saying is amazing. And everybody you mentioned there, they marry black people. They don't have no white wives or no black husbands. That ain't no white husbands. All of the freedom fighters, most of them, Frederick Douglass, I don't know what happened to him, but he had a black wife at first. At the end, when he was going through it, he married a white woman, but his first wife was black. But you see, all of our freedom fighters, they know that they could not go the path of freedom without someone who was in the room with them, who was going through the same issues. That your mate and your intimacy that you share with somebody, they gotta have the same path and the DNA and the same things that you're going through. How do you discuss and actually build with someone who doesn't know your history, or who's been the orchestrator of your history? They've orchestrated the blight of your history. How do you build with that? That's all I'm saying. And any of them, Chinese, we don't need to be with nobody but black people. None of them. Indians, none of them. All black. Black Africans and Africans. That's what it should be. And that's where I'm at.
Now this is where it gets deeper. The kids. Now the kid. This is where it gets deeper. Now, as a Pan-African and as a Gaviite, we believe that there's nothing like mixed race, biracial. We don't believe in that type of stuff. We accept them as Africans just like me and you. Only with one condition: they have to fully identify as Africans. They have to fully identify as Africans. You can't be black today and white tomorrow. Pick a side. I know it's unfair. Listen, it's unfair, but pick a side. The reason why you are the way you are is not because of you. You didn't choose how you came to this world. I fully agree. But because of the socio-political and economic problem that we have in form of racism, you need to pick a side. You need to pick a side. And if you want to go to the white side, it's unfortunate, but that's your decision. Stay there, no problem. But if you want to be with us, be with us.
Be with us.
If you want to be,
it is very hard to build a room, and you go into a room and everybody got their mates, and we're talking about the survival of African people, and their mates are white people, and the people who've actually oppressed us. We can't have a real conversation with them in the room. It's the truth. And we have to have real conversations amongst each other. We just have to. And so it's very important for us to really look at that and kind of understand our trauma. Why do we find these people attractive when they've hurt us so bad? And they're still hurting us. It's not like it's yesterday. We're talking about right now. We talk about every day. We see this going on in our community. So we got to change. I want to play this after we're an hour in, but I want you to look at this. This I thought was really really something for us to definitely talk about this brother.
Yeah, I know him. Yeah.
You know about this one?
Yeah. I've seen this video before. Yeah.
Oh, you seen it before?
Yeah.
It's not playing?
No, it's not. It's not.
Okay, a second. All right. How about now?
Have more countries on earth than any other country. 54 are on the continent. 13 black countries in the Caribbean. So 68 black countries. There's not a single black country where slaves were bought from outside by black people. I've traveled the world. Not a single country in the world colonized by a black country. There's nowhere you go on Mother Earth where the language they are speaking was imposed on them by force by a black country. I've traveled the world and I have never seen a religion that is imposed upon anybody anywhere in this world by a black country. There are 68 black countries in the world, the largest continent by number of countries. Not a single one of them has a nuclear weapon of mass destruction. Black countries across the world, none of them is responsible for what we call the military complex, where we are manufacturing dirty bombs and sending things into the water to pollute people. I've traveled the world and I'm yet to see one product that was forced to be sold in another country by a black country. So it means the black race is the only race on earth that represents what the United Nations have been looking for the last 100 years, peace. I've traveled the world as a black man, and I have never seen a black country where the people who live in it are foreigners that were brought there by blacks as slaves.
Yeah,
one single country.
Well, when you look at that, and this is the reality. These are receipts. We're not saying that you can yourself, you can say white people are bad or they're good or whatever you want to say about them, but he's laying receipts. You see what I'm saying? These are receipts. There's nowhere in the world that we've imposed anything on anyone, but all over the world, we see where the imposition of European and their democracy and their religion, they feel they're the standard wherever they go. And so within that imposition, there becomes violence. There becomes all of this negative stuff, raping, maiming, hurting, anything malicious comes for this control. And so why would you want to marry into that type of history? I mean, when you break it all down, you know what I'm saying? We as a black country, we've never done that and still haven't done it. Even in the oppressive state that we are, we hurt each other first before we hurt them.
Look,
so what are we doing?
Black people globally, both in the continent and the diaspora, we are the only race. We are the most. We are the most humane race in the world, and that has worked against us for the most part of this. Here in Africa, we let the Greeks and Romans, we welcomed them. We welcomed them with open arms, and look what they did to us. We civilized them, and look what they did to us.
Yep.
In America, Black people have been taking hell after hell after hell after hell, but you guys are still waking up, going to work for them. You guys are still waking up, paying taxes to them. You guys are still waking up, drinking coffee with them. That takes
Every day.
It takes a special type of people to have that type of tolerance.
Yes.
One day it will come a time whereby, and I hope it will come. Even here, the continent, they stole our resources. They are stealing our resources. They killed us during colonization. They did all those things, but we still let them keep their land. We still let them keep our land that they stole till this day. We still let them have a good life in the same country, in the same African countries that they were oppressing us.
Yep.
We are the most humane people. In America, same thing. They enslaved you for hundreds of years. They did all of those atrocities to you. And after that, look.
Now we marry them.
We are marrying them. We are eating together with them. We are laughing with them. We are working for them and with them. We are paying. You people are paying taxes.
Yes, we feel safe around them. We go into the neighborhoods. We won't even stay in the hood with Black people. We go live around them because we feel that there's safety. So all of these things.
So that's what I'm saying. We are the most humane people in the world. But let me tell you something, and this is a warning to all white people and to all white supremacists. A time will come whereby we will throw that humane aspect out of the window. And that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to tell African people globally that we should stop being. The time of being humane is over. The time of loving these white people unconditionally is over because they've never loved us back. This is listen, if this was a relationship, it's a toxic relationship. It's time for us. What do you do? Listen, for any man, for any woman who's in a toxic relationship, what do? The only remedy, you get out. It's time for us to get out. Leave, go. It's time for us to go and stand by ourselves.
Yes.
This white-black relationship is a toxic relationship for 400 years. Let's stop being humane to them because they've never been humane to us.
Woo! That's power. Listen, that is power. That's the jewel. You set it down today. It's like, you see, Brother Arena, about ain't no interracial relationships, none. It's not about that. We're not having it, and I don't think that it is healthy for our community. And as he said, listen, what we want to do personally, that's all good. But what we do as Africans has to affect the community at large. And so when you make a decision, it's for all of us. That's how we have to live in this world. It's for all of us. So if you're making a decision to marry outside of your race and make children, understand what you're making. You're making pieces of the same oppression that oppressed you. You got to be careful. We got to be careful what we're fertilizing the world with. Go ahead.
And it's unfair to those. I don't like calling them. Yeah, it's unfair to the children because when they
Mhm.
grow up, they have to face a crisis whereby they have to choose, they have to pick a side. No single child should ever be put to that type of position,
Absolutely.
to that
Absolutely.
type of
They have to.
confusion.
That's, and we were just talking about Tiger off Mike, how he calls himself comblamation. And that's a decision from his parents. And then, and which is the saddest thing. Now he said this on national media, he's comblamation. So that tells you like his adjacentness to white folks with, you know, being in golf is more important than his blackness. It is. And you see all of his partners have been what? White women. These, let me tell you, your fetishes and your choices and your sex movements matter. Because 30 years from now, you have a grown seed from that marriage that is now toxic and actually trying to be as less black as possible. Like your father taught you something that made you great, but you don't want to be him, and all of your seeds are with women that are not like your father. It makes no sense, but that's what we're producing: confused people. I don't care how much money they have, they're still confused. And so we got to lock in and be intentional about our relationships, guys.
Absolutely, you're
Intentionality
doing it.
matters. Yeah,
Yeah,
intentionality matters, Marina.
it does. You know, sorry, yo, Queen, this has been the most emotional episode I've ever done. I'm really passionate. I don't think, you know what? I don't like cussing in my, you know what? This is the first time
I do.
I've cussed.
I love it.
Yeah, like this is the first time I've cussed in any public forum, in any public video I've done. I
Really?
cuss like yeah. I swear like a sailor when I talk to people off the camera. I don't know. I'm working on
Yeah,
it.
I don't curse on the camera neither, but you catch me off, you're gonna get something. Yeah, but on
Yeah.
camera I try not to. But that's what passion does, because you're really trying to get your point across. You're not happy about this interracial movement. Everybody arena don't like interracial relationships. If you ain't got it yet,
And
something's wrong with you.
you will never see me with a white woman. You will never
Never.
see me. You will never see me with a white woman ever. You will never see me with an Indian woman. You'll never see me with a Chinese woman. You'll never see me with an Arabian woman. I am for black women forever. The black black women. I have a message for you. The black man was good enough for you during slavery. He was good enough for you during Jim Crow segregation. He was good enough for you during the civil rights era.
Yep.
But all of a sudden, he's not good enough for you now.
Yep.
Black man, the black woman was good enough for you during all those hard times, slavery, Jim Crow segregation, civil rights era, but she's not good enough for you right now. Here in Africa, black man, the black woman was good enough for you during the pre-colonial era, during the colonial era, but she's not good enough for you now. Same to the black woman here in Africa. This isn't about true love. Let's be real. This is about self-hatred. This is about white mentality. Yes, this has nothing to do with true love. You don't. This is nothing to do with true love. And let's say that you love this white boy or you love this white girl.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say that the love is there. You couldn't find a black man. You couldn't find a black woman. It's not about you, and I'll always say this. It's not about you. It's about the community.